Hello, welcome back to Pride Month. This week on my channel is Coming Out Week. Not an official thing, just something I felt like doing this month. I'm just having a theme to my videos. But this is Coming Out Week and I'm going to start with why queer people never stop coming out. I mean, honestly, to sum it up, it's just because people think they know. That's kind of it. But this has so many layers to it. I'm going to start with just the most obvious one, that straight is the default. So being cisgender, meaning not trans, and being heterosexual, heteroromantic, and allosexual, all of those things being the norm. If that is you, you are the default. Queerness is very much out of the ordinary. It should be totally normal by now. I don't know why it's not, but here we are. So everyone just assumes that you are straight and cis. Can we see what's wrong with that? So for example, over Christmas, I know that was a long time ago, I haven't really left the house that much since, but for Christmas I was buying Cameron some Christmas presents, but they are non-binary. So I went into a shop and I was asking for some help in what to buy them, and I was obviously using their pronouns, but I don't say, hi, my partner's non-binary, what do I buy them for Christmas? I was just like, oh yeah, hey, I'm looking for a gift for my partner, I don't really know what to get. They like these smells. And then the person helping just defaulted to he, and I was like, do I look? Apparently I do look straight and I take issue with that. Which brings me on to my next point, is passing. Passing is what, for a start? So you might look at someone and be like, ah yes, that is a straight person because I know what a queer person looks like and that's not it. Do you know though? Do you know that that's not it? Anybody can be queer regardless of what they look like, because funnily enough, queer is not an aesthetic. But on the flip side of that, you might look at someone and say, ah yes, that is a queer person, and actually they're not. They are just a person who likes a certain aesthetic, which has no bearing on somebody's actual sexuality. And likewise for gender identity, you might think you know what a trans person looks like, but hello, I'm trans, and I hear a lot that I don't look trans. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I'm pretty sure I know what it means. And you're incorrect, because I'm still trans, and there's this whole passing thing. There's a lot of discourse actually about whether somebody looks trans or not. How about we stop assuming that? Because someone can walk through life passing as not trans, but that doesn't make them less trans. And that person will still have to come out to you so that you can refer to them by the correct name and pronouns, for example, so that they can get access to the correct healthcare. And there are many reasons why somebody might need to come out. Those are just a few. And people also assume that if they guess either your gender identity or your sexuality, that that must be it, and that they have guessed it, they've cracked it, they know. But like, do they know? Do they really? Because gender identity and sexuality are completely different things. They are not actually tied to each other. So just because I am a trans person, I could totally be a straight trans person. I'm not, but I could be. Or they think, ah yes, you are a queer woman. I'm like, queer, yes, but also genderqueer. If you don't know what genderqueer is, it's that flag, and that flag will be containing a card to one of my genderqueer videos from last week, so you can go and check that out if you want to know more about that identity. But all of these assumptions are why I personally have not stopped coming out. What do we actually mean by coming out? Do we mean the grand gesture of where you tell somebody and it's a big thing, it's a sit-down conversation, it's a big announcement on a social media platform, it's announcing it on stage to the whole school, maybe? What is a coming out? What counts? To me, and a lot of other queer people, a coming out is when you tell somebody for the first time. So every time I meet a new person, every time I meet a new doctor, every time I'm in a job interview, because it does actually come up, because a lot of my personal leadership experience is queer related through pride societies and being the trans officer for my student union. It comes up more than you'd think. A coming out isn't just that big one moment of walking out of the closet and suddenly everybody always knows. I'm going to talk about my coming out story on Saturday, so make sure you are subscribed to my channel down below and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos this month or in the future. And while you're there, don't forget to like this video, etc. But coming outs look different and they are not a one-time event, hence the title of this video. Another reason why we never stop coming out is because gender and sexuality can evolve over time. So my labels have been a journey. I haven't well, at one point I thought I was straight, but the language and understanding of my own identity has evolved over time as I've learned more, gained more language, gained more ability to talk openly about how I feel. And that happens with everybody. We've all seen stories of people who have been married, straight married if you will, with kids, and then age 50, 60 they come out. And while gender and sexuality evolve over time, so does language, and that is a big factor in why we keep coming out. Another reason why we never stop coming out is people generally want to know. This can be for positive or negative reasons. For example, it can just be a healthy discussion about relationships and they ask, oh, do you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or anyone? It can also be negative, like stories coming from the US of people refusing gay customers from places like bakeries for their wedding cakes. Some people want to know so that they can refuse you access. And we don't always know which of these it is, so when we're asked, we come out because, again, it's not always obvious. Sometimes these questions are led by a stereotype. Another reason that we never stop coming out is sometimes enthusiasm for queerness and queer issues can be mistaken for allyship. Oh, you're such a good person because you support the LGBTs in their struggle. And then you can be sat there like, I am the LGBTs. Because again, people assume that you are straight if you don't look queer. There's no such thing as looking queer. And the last point I'm going to talk about is a safety issue, and that other people out us too. It's not just us being like, I'm gay, it's other people too. And that's not always safe. When you out somebody without knowledge or consent, you are taking away their personal autonomy, but you're also taking away their right to be safe and their right to privacy. It's not always safe for you to tell somebody that another person is trans, because that person that you tell might be transphobic, but that person might also tell everybody else, and the trans person is not ready for that. Queerness and other people's queerness tends to be a conversation topic. With straightness, like the actual straight identity, not so much. Relationship problems in a straight relationship or for straight people, absolutely, but queerness itself can be the discussion topic. Even when we're not there. I don't think I've ever talked about anybody specific and their straightness, but I know for a fact that I have talked about somebody's actual queerness outside of a relationship context. So we never stop coming out. And I genuinely dream of the day where everybody is just okay with it. There's no assumption. Things like asking names and pronouns are normalised. We don't say, oh yeah, do you have a boyfriend? It could be, do you have a partner? Do you have a boyfriend or girlfriend or other? Things where I don't have to be like, oh yeah, actually no, I am queer. It's just assumed that we are a diverse group and that diversity exists, or at least everybody has to come out as often as we do. That would be great. So that's my kind of long rant about why we never stop coming out and why I'm a little bit bored with the, oh, what's your coming out story? Says me, making a coming out story for a few days time. So don't forget to like this video, Drop a comment down below with your thoughts and feelings on Never Stopping Coming Out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and ring that notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a new video. Videos go up every Saturday at 6 PM UK time with at least one bonus video every single month. Apart from this month, which is Pride Month, and you're getting 2 videos each week, one on Wednesdays and one on Saturdays. See ya!